Hey, what's up, and welcome into Pop Culture Periodical with Gabby and Jay. She's Gabby, and I am Jay. She is stand-up comedian extraordinaire, Gabby Gretel, and I'm a dipshit with a microphone.
Can't disagree with you there. Just kidding.
If this is your first time here, or if you just haven't quite done it yet, please click the subscribe button and give us a little thumbs up too while you're at it. So, Gabby, what is going on in your life?
It's insane. I feel like I'm being tested by, I'm being tested on all sides. It's like a weird choose your own adventure story in my life.
Okay.
I'm in Mars and the pyramids in Egypt all at the same time.
All at once.
Let's see what's going on. Well, as per my usual, my dating life sucks.
Yeah, mine too.
But who would I be if I didn't have a shitty dating life? You know?
I think dating is just kind of shitty. Especially, I was going to say right now, but I don't think that the pandemic has anything to do with it anymore at this point. I think it's just.
I think it's gluten.
It's gluten. It's the goddamn gluten.
There's too many celiac people out there.
Something.
If you're not going to eat your celiac or your gluten, I'll have it.
I'll have yours.
I'm practically skin and bones. Yeah. So I guess a while back I was was it the last podcast or the podcast before? No, it had to be the podcast before that one. Because I think the last one is when I introduced the no electricity.
Yes. Yeah. The last one was
on the grid.
Yes. And you got power, I think, like a quarter of the way through the podcast.
Yeah. And then I was so excited. And then 6 days later, it
was gone again.
Meter and everything.
Oh, wow. They took everything.
Well, yeah, I was driving home from doing errands, and I come kind of around the corner and I see 3 big giant trucks in my front, trucks in my front yard, and like 3 very official looking, men in my front yard. And no, on any other occasion, I would welcome that.
Right. Okay.
I was like, uh-oh. So I just kept on driving.
You just drove past your own home. Nope, that's not my stop.
It's not my house. I am not the droid you're looking for.
That's not me. Good luck to you folks. I'm gonna keep on driving by.
She's a wonderful woman, though.
There's a lovely lady that lives there. It's not me, but
she gave all her electricity away. That's why she doesn't have any.
Gave it away to the needy.
Very selfless. So yeah, so then I'm like, I don't know how long one stays away from the house when the
to allow someone to do whatever the hell it is they were doing.
Well, the electric company is, but I had 2 boxers, and the back door was, I don't really know. I mean, they must be magicians, because somehow they got past the boxers and Shaggy, and when I came back and I started trying to charge my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, I know. And then I looked, and the clock on the oven was off, and I was like, dang, they took it. I didn't even know what to look for. Everyone's like, well, did they take your meter? I'm like, I don't know. So I hear what happens is that you go, like, I never knew that I knew people who could just turn your electricity back on. Like, I didn't know that I knew those people,
Until you did.
Not a subject that comes up a lot, you know?
Right. It's not something that.
And I feel like I told them, no, I just, you know, I'm not good at getting away with shit like that, you know, because one of my friends was like, well, I got away with it for like a year. I'm like, well, if very judgmentally, I thought this to myself. Well, if you can do it, I mean, I must be able to.
I could probably do it.
And nobody told me that you don't want to use that much electricity. You want to you want to trickle it in very one appliance at a time and not any of the big ones.
Oh, like, really?
Lamp.
Oh.
One.
Oh. Not like turn everything on in the house like you did.
And I think this is how my house ended up starting to look like. This is the beginning of my house starting to look like a trap house, which I've learned that term recently. Was because they're like, oh, well, you're gonna want to turn, you don't, because I guess they'll drive by, you know, so there's no light supposed to leak out. So all of a sudden we're like blocking the windows with dark, nasty looking sheets and
trying to
stuff. And then I proceeded to use the washing machine, the dryer, the dishwasher, the vacuum cleaner, the television, and the air conditioner.
All at once.
And about 2 days later, the electric company was out here.
Oh.
Taking away the fun.
Well, there you go.
I'll tell you what, though.
Got to ease it in.
Probably the most broke I've maybe been ever in my life. I have to move out, you know. The world is just, but I'm smiling, you know. There's plenty of material there. So
there you go.
But
got yourself some new material and a new opportunity.
And I'm the material for my material.
Well, that's okay. That's the best material sometimes.
No, for sure. I'll tell you what though. So I'm thinking like, you know, it's going to be my book. This is the book. Everybody's got a book in them, you know, and I'm thinking this might be it because I've been so broke. I've been so shit at dating. But I've been the most confident I've ever been. Like I'm like that chick in that television show on HBO or Showtime, Weeds, you know?
Right. Okay.
You know who I am? You know
Nancy, wasn't that her name? Nancy?
I never saw that show actually.
Oh, you never actually watched the show? Okay.
But she has, I like her legs. She has sexy legs. So.
She does have very nice legs. Yes. I'm a leg man, so I can go ahead and confirm that.
I'm Fiona from Shameless.
Okay.
Now that's who I am. I'm Fiona. Okay. You know, I got all my hustles going on. Got a nice pair of legs.
Right. She also has a nice set of legs on her too. Yeah.
And I just picked the scab off my knee.
You said earlier that you picked the scab off your knee.
I was tempted to taste it, but I didn't.
I didn't eat it, I swear. No.
Shaggy was watching me and I was
judgingly watching you.
That's even gross. And I look like
I eat poop and that's nasty.
Yeah.
Judgy ass dog.
What I'm thinking about like kind of starting like a book, like memoir, like how I went, like the poor Devitt, like how I had to be creative at the brokest time in my life. You know? Mm-hmm. What kind of resolve I have. And while I'm losing my house and I lost my electricity, I still have fucking way too much shit in this house. And I'm just throwing shit in the car and taking it to dumpsters.
Taking it to dumpsters?
Well, it makes it look like I live there and that I'm taking garbage, you know?
Right.
And that, which also gives me a way to glance into the
window of opportunity to take a peek at what's going on in there.
That's my hook out. Shh.
In the next episode of Dumpster Diving with Gabby.
Yeah, let us know if you guys, seriously, I'd be more than happy to do, like, we could do a little, addition to our podcast where, dumpster diving with Gabby Gretel. Stoned off her ass. And
could be like pickers.
I'll be stoned. I'll be pretty stoned, but
right. Well,
yeah, I find some cool shit in there. Like, I just found a giant Pikachu. I should go get him, huh?
You should.
Okay, I'm gonna run and grab him.
All right, and then you can tell the story of how you obtained this Pikachu and the lies you told to cover up getting this Pikachu.
I know most people
the tangled web you wove.
I'm gonna start keeping a binder.
I like how you just gave it the yeah, I did. Like no denial, no nothing, just yeah, you're goddamn right.
And most people would be ashamed of themselves, but I'm not.
Well, technically you shouldn't really have anything to be ashamed of. I mean,
like people, how quickly, easily I can just like throw out a bullshit lie.
Right.
I miss my calling as
a professional liar. It's an actor. An actor.
Yeah, we'll get the Pikachu. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh my God. Holy shit, it's fucking huge.
That's what I said.
Wow. How the fuck did you even get that thing in your window?
I shoved him in there.
I guess you fucking did.
And there's other big stuffed animals that are Pokemons there, and I need to go back tonight.
Before it's too late.
Yeah, because it was a fresh layer of trash this morning. The bottom layer, they had taken the trash out previous night, maybe day, I don't know. But there was like 4 big ass Pokemons in there. And I only got as far as the one. I got busted.
All right, okay, so now that you've done the big reveal of this Pokemon, that's quite impressive, by the way.
He's for sale, $10.
It is. It's huge.
I have a joke. You want to hear my Pokemon jokes?
Yes, I do. Before you tell your story of how you acquired this Pokemon, let's hear your joke.
Why don't you take showers when Pokemons are around?
I don't know why.
My Pikachu.
What if I like that?
How do you get 100 Pikachus onto a bus?
I know the answer, but I'm going to let you go for the punchline anyway.
You Pokemon.
Yay!
That was my go-to joke for kids when I was waiting tables out in San Pedro, California. At the Nail, you guys go check him out. Say hi to Andrew Silber. Tell him he has to heart PCP now. He's got to be addicted now.
Right.
Okay, so I got busted. This was my first real busted, asked to, vacate, to leave the premises,
Kindly asked to please leave.
Very kind, he was a dick, but he wasn't,
Right.
Smug. Nobody likes a smug man. But so I was I always dress cute when I go dumpster diving. There's no reason to look like a dumpster diver when you're dumpster diving.
Right. Gotcha.
So I'm wearing this dress and I got my little tennis shoes on and I'm in there. I take my garbage that I had brought from home. Go in their garbage to get more garbage.
Right.
Their garbage to
taking the trash to the dumpster so that you can then have an excuse to grab other trash and take it home.
It's a vicious cycle.
Right. Okay.
People are starting to give me interventions.
You're having dumpster diving interventions.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I'm a hoarder.
So, question.
Uh-huh.
Do you literally dive into the dumpster? Like, do you get in there? No. You just pick stuff off the top.
Black widows and shit. I bring my flashlight. I'm like a fucking cop, like clearing hallways and doorways of black widows. And sometimes I won't even, I'm like, fuck that one. Like that one, that one could steal my car. You could bite me, kill me,
Steal my car and your identity.
Take my, oh gosh.
Live out the rest of its life as Gabby Gretel.
So anyway, so I'm throwing my garbage into the dumpster as I do the look of, and I'm like, that's fucking Pikachu.
Well, I can definitely see how you saw him.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Kind of stands out.
Very flamboyant.
And it's massive.
He's massive.
Yeah, it shocks me how big it is. Like, hey, that's what she said.
It's so shocking.
It's shocking how big it is.
So then I'm like, I gotta have it. So I did my like gymnastic kind of and this is the broad daylight too. It's probably like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I've done it before. Nobody said anything. So I do this like gymnastic, like, you know, where you're like, and then I just let my body ball, and then I do my long arm and I reach and I grab Pikachu and I grab a happy birthday gift bag.
Nice.
And
good grab.
I'm like in my head, I was like, this was so obvious. I had a bright ass yellow Pikachu.
It's like the ultimate find.
And as I'm turning the corner of the dumpster, you know, this very handsome smug looks like he was born with a silver spoon in his butt and his mouth.
One in each.
Yeah. Some of us don't even get one silver spoon. Why does he get two?
This dick.
Oh, God. And he's so well dressed and like dapper, khakis with the belt and like a checkered long sleeve, like charter club collar shirt, you know.
Like took one look at you and knew you didn't belong there.
Nah, I think he was expecting me to be like trollish and stuff.
And
he's like, excuse me, miss. And the guy is clearly younger than me, but I look amazing for my age. So I know it throws people off.
It's a bit of a curveball.
So I'm like, hi. He goes, are you a resident? I'm like, no, but I'm visiting my friend here. And he goes, well, you're not allowed to jump in the dumpsters. And I'm like, well, I didn't technically jump into the dumpster. It was like, you know.
It's more of a lean into.
I said it was just like a gymnastic thing that
There's a lot more skill involved in just jumping in.
It takes a lot of flexibility and agility, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, he goes, well, so you're I go, yeah. He goes, well, you're gonna have to leave. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just call my friend and tell him I got kicked off the property. I'm like, you know, I said, I just told them that I, you know, I was just grabbing the Pikachu for my son. You know, we weren't able to get him anything on his birthday.
And here's the web. And here it is.
I don't have a son.
Do you have a daughter, perhaps?
There's
no, you have no children at all. And you quickly broke out.
I don't know about them. Nobody's coming out of the, you know.
None I'm aware of, anyway.
So yeah, I'm like, we didn't have enough money to, get him anything for his, see, I got this birthday bag too. And he's like, well, you have to get off. You can't, I'm sorry, but I'm glad you got, he's like, I'm glad you got the Pikachu. And I'm like, so I can keep him? And the whole time I'm just like shoving him into
trying to shove him into
car. I'm like, okay. So then he goes and gets in his truck, and as I'm turning the corner to come around to get in the driver's side of my truck, he gets out of his truck and he's like, you say you have a friend that lives on the premises, huh? I'm like,
sure do.
And he's like, and what's this friend's name? I'm like, Rick. He's like, and his last name? I'm like, and then I say his last name, but I don't know.
Right.
So he's like, oh, Ricky. I'm like, well, you call him Ricky. I call him Rick.
Same dude.
He's like, well, I'm going to give him a call. I'm like, oh, cool. No, I said, well, I'll just give him a call and let him know what's up. He's like, I can call him. And I'm like, awesome. I can call him too, because I have his phone number.
I have his phone number.
So I called him and I was like, hey, just wanted to let you know I was at your apartment complex. Crash. I got busted. I brought you into it.
So you really did know somebody. Like it was actually somebody that you knew. Yeah, and
I had met him like a month ago when I was dumpster diving. And I was, I have a couple of stories that
he had previously caught you dumpster diving.
Oh, and then he went into his house and brought me bags and bags of recycling.
Did you tell him you had a kid?
No, okay. I said, I'm like, I'm just here for your recycling. Don't worry. I said, I'm saving up for a comedy tour that I'm doing. It's
okay.
Canned Laughter.
Oh, jeez. Well, at least you didn't tell me you had a kid. No. I mean, at least you actually do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
As opposed to you don't have a fucking child.
As opposed to I do stand-up comedy, but
you actually do stand-up comedy. I have
a funny bone in my body.
My body.
I'd rather have 10 children and live in a shoe. And dumpster dive. So, so that's another one of I've got all these background stories, and like I said, it's kind of shocking to me that, man, I can pull bullshit out of my mouth really fast.
Hey, you're an entertainer, right?
As long as I want them to go away happy, but also I want them to go away.
Just go away and let you continue to rummage through the dumpster.
Well, and then there was the dumpster diving story about it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning at this other apartment complex, and my friend is inside the dumpster and he's just like cans, he has like a hacky sack move he pulls on the tin cans, and then he let the can hit his other foot, and then he lowers it so it doesn't make that much noise,
Right.
And
lays it down softly.
Yeah, and I was like grabbing the bags to take to the car, and then all of a sudden it felt like it, like in a scary movie, where you're that far away from the monster, but it's the monster, and I was like,
right,
directly in front of me, but kind of a little ways off. I don't know, because I don't know the difference between feet and yards anyway.
It was a few of either feet or yards from you.
Maybe it was
one or the other.
Math is not my subject, but so I'm like, Zenobia, security guard. And the security guard starts walking towards me. I'm standing next to my car. And I'm like, hi, how you doing? He's like, fine. what are you doing? I'm like, just trying to feed our baby.
Again, right to the kid card. Just trying to feed our poor child, our poor hungry baby.
You can't see anything, like, otherwise you're a heartless son of a bitch.
Right? What are you going to do?
He goes, what did you say? I'm like, I'm sorry, are we doing something wrong? We're just here to, for recycling so we can, feed our baby. We're from Alaska, and we're just we're stuck here in California. They won't lift the travel.
Oh, Jesus.
In Canada. I mean, I don't even know if that's true. But anyway, he's like, I tell you what, it takes me 25 minutes to do my rounds. When I get back, just be gone. Okay, we can do that. We'll pick up. We'll make sure we don't leave a mess, nothing. So we get to the next dumpster, and here comes the security guard. And he is like, hey, just wanted to let you know, this family had to take off. They ordered a Little Caesars pizza and a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi, untouched. Nobody's touched it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
You guys want it? And then
wow.
my friend and I, we just looked at each other, and he goes, sure, yeah.
Junior gets to eat tonight.
Yeah, like, he's a little too young for cheese, though. He's lactose intolerant at such a young age. Doesn't like he's gluten free, our baby. Oh, and then so we got that. We're all stoked, and then as we're driving out, the security puts his lights on. So then he pulls up next to us. I roll the window down. I'm in the passenger side, and he goes, hey, just want to let you know, I've got some peaches, some pears, pineapple.
Wow.
He goes, would you like some? And I look over at my friend, and I'm like, okay.
You did take food from this super nice security guard that
I would love a pear.
Is thinking that you and your poor child are all starving.
Yeah. But
he's
a good man. So I'm like,
yeah, clearly.
And he goes, oh, good. Okay, pears. He goes, this is really weird, though. I don't have a can opener for it. And I'm like, oh, pears. Don't worry about it. We have plenty out at our camp. But thank you so much. You have been so, so gracious.
Wow. This guy was going to give you canned food and pizza.
He gave us pizza.
Right. He'd try to give you canned food too.
I gave my buddy the pizza, and I took home the 2-liter bottle of Pepsi.
You mean you didn't give it to your poor starving child?
Well, see, my buddy, he's the one taking care of the babies.
Okay, gotcha. He needs his strength, so that's why you gave him the pizza.
To make sure he chews the pizza up like a baby bird, and then
spits it into the baby's mouth. Okay, I got you. Okay. Yeah. Well, at least there's a system to it.
Trust it around the baby.
Right. I don't blame you.
I smoke too much. I'm trying to get him to start.
Blowing in his face, holding his little nose.
Now do it without coughing this time.
You little bitch.
You get that from your father's side.
It's not from me, I can tell you that.
I would never raise a pussy like that. So, like and subscribe.
Yeah, on that note, thank you guys. Thank you for listening. We very much appreciate it. If you could please.
And maybe I'll sell you some goodies from my garage.
If you want to buy any of Gabby's goods, let us know in the comments down below. If you could please give us a thumbs up before you go. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Very much appreciated. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Good night.
Bye. TTFN.
And bye-bye.
Pop Culture Periodical.